Hello and welcome to episode 12 of Hack Attack over on twitch.tv/chess. My name's International Master Tom Rendle, and tonight I'll be playing Blitz and Bullet for your entertainment with some live commentary over here on Chess.com. Obviously, the Anand Carlsen match that a lot of people have been tuning into is now over, so I'm hoping to continue a bit of entertainment, continue playing some chess. And obviously we have a new world champion in Magnus Carlsen, and hopefully we're entering a good new era for chess. It's nice to have someone young and new as the world champion. And I'm going to start off tonight's broadcast by playing some 1 minute chess against another English IM. Hopefully if we can get hold of him. Ameet Ghasi, who also plays for the same 4NCL team as me. That's Four Nations Chess League, the Premier British League. And I'm going to see if we can play some 1 minute chess, hopefully for your entertainment, and fingers crossed I won't get beaten too badly. So I'm going to just see if I can find him now. Don't forget that there are highlights of previous Hack Attack videos on YouTube, on Chess.com's YouTube channel. Okay, let's see if I can find my opponent. I'm going to challenge him now. I had a little chat to Ameet before the show, and the plan is, if all goes according to plan, that we're going to play 7 games of 1 minute chess. Hopefully it'll be a close back and forth encounter. Now, okay, he's only rated 2,000 on the server, but that's because this will be his first 1 minute game live on Chess.com. I'm just going to type good luck. And off we go. But I can tell you that he is higher rated than me in FIDE terms. And he also just got done playing the British Blitz, not the British Blitz Championship, sorry, the British Rapid Play Championship, where he came second, and that was just this weekend. So we'll see if he manages to keep the form from that event and carry it through into these 1 minute games. Obviously 1 minute chess is very, very different from 25 minutes each side. Okay, so I'm now going to talk a little bit more about the games again. I quite like the way this opening has gone. He's quite weak on this side of the board. All I need to do is just carry on attacking. But he's going to try b4 and getting a big attack against me. So I'm not really certain what to do about that. I'm just going to go all in, I think, here. He's going to go queen takes a2, and then he's threatening there as well. So I really have to go c3 and I'm just hoping to survive for long enough to get my own attack going on the king side here. His knight on b8 is a really terrible piece, though. So we'll see. What am I? I'm a tiny bit up on the clock at the moment, so that's good news. But he's trying to go a4, a3 to beat me very quickly here. He's going to play bishop. Oh, bishop f6, rook g8 is mate. Oh, I think he suddenly overlooked that. Suddenly this is looking like bad news for him. If he goes a4, I can go rook g8, and then I'm threatening rook takes f8 and queen h8 mate. I'm not certain he's got a good defence to that. I think he's just realised that, and that's why he's suddenly run with the king. But I think I'm going to be able to win this first game unless something really embarrassing happens. He can go queen e1 check, but king c2. I'm just trying to make sure I don't blunder this one away. Oh, and he's put his queen on pre. But he was down to less than 4 seconds. So yeah, so we got off to quite a good hack there. I think the modern is a very risky opening to play. Especially when I'm just trying to hack up as quickly as possible, because h4 is just very, very dangerous. But let's see if he can get revenge in this next game. I'm playing the Dutch defence. He's going for 2 knights e3, a very solid option against that. And, okay, so e3 is not the most usual way of playing this line, but I'm sure he's got an idea. Maybe I should have just gone to e7 straight away. But by forcing him to go a3, it makes it less likely that he's going to castle on the queen side. Because one of White's main ideas is to play a quick g4 in these positions. So we will see what ideas Ameet has to continue on this game. One thing I'm noticing is he's playing the opening rather slowly. I don't know if he thinks this is 3-minute chess, but you gotta move faster than this, Ameet. I'm getting ready for a pre-move there. I was expecting him to take on c6, but I don't really like his position that much, even apart from the amount of time he's used. Okay, c3, that's a good idea. Right, I'm starting to run out of ideas a little bit. Let's try h6 and queen takes f6. So I've got the 2 bishops, and I'll bring my queen over into the attack. f4 is a good move. I kind of overlooked the strength of that. Now I'm going to have to give up the bishop for that knight, and I'm just going to be worse here. But even though this position's pretty miserable for me, I think he's going to have a hard time winning it in the amount of time. Oh, I've blundered the exchange, knight d7 check, but he's now having to move very, very quickly because of the time that he took earlier on. He took with the pawn there, and if I can just keep on giving him some problems here, then maybe I can turn this around. Ooh, there was almost rook d7, mate. Let's see if I can somehow turn this around. Let's give a little check. And he's going to take on h6 with check, and then I come around to b6, rook b7 check, king a5. And I have to give up a piece there. Nothing else I can do. Oh no, what am I doing? I don't like this at all. Rook a4. No, he's not done that. He can take a draw if he wants it. Yeah. He was only down to 4 seconds against my 7. Didn't think he had time to mate me there, so it's almost a reasonably generous draw on my part, but I was completely lost. Okay, so game number 3. I'm 1.5 half up. Let's switch to d4. He's probably just going to play g6 again, but. And he does. And he's going to play a quick d5, is he? Oh, a quick b5. Another unusual line. But he seems to be foolishly letting me push this h-pawn down the board very early on in lots of these games now. And I just think this is a very, very risky way to approach when your opponent is setting his stall out to hack you up early on. Wouldn't you just like put some pawns in the centre and, you know... but Ameet's game for a challenge. He's looking for a nice tussle. And I'm slightly confusing myself here. I'm not really certain what my plan is. Because where am I going to put my king? I think I'm going to leave it in the centre and bring my rook to d1. Okay, so we're seeing a no castling game here. As both of us break all of the most important rules of chess. But hopefully we've reached an entertaining position, so hopefully you'll let us off. Let's take with the bishop. Keep an eye on d6. Maybe I can go bishop takes a5 in some position. Is it risky for me to grab this pawn? I don't know. I think I can get away with it. Take on h8 first. He might take back with the bishop. If I take with the queen, he's going to play rook h2 check. Wow, this is his trick. King takes and then knight f3. I only just noticed this was his idea. So that was his big trick. But now I can take on this square, I'm sure. Queen c2 check, knight f2. Oh, this is a crazy game. Am I up on the clock? It's about dead evens on the clock. Wow. And I've blundered my queen anyway. All of that trouble earlier on to avoid blundering my queen, and it doesn't make one iota of difference because I've blundered my queen. But there's still very little time left on both sides. Let's see what's going on here. I can bring my bishop. Now I've suddenly got 2 pieces. Takes... Ooh. I was sure he was going to play something else in that position, but okay, he didn't. Need to bring my bishop on d5. Oh, there we go. There's the queen back. Fantastic. And, oh, takes e5. And I should be able to win this just about in time, I would guess. And queen across, queen back to b3. Let's take that final pawn off. Don't want to somehow lose this game. Let's go queen back here, king across, and then mate. Oh, wow. When I blundered my queen there, I thought there was absolutely no way back, but I got very lucky there. Okay, so taking a 2.5 to half lead against Ameet. Going into game number 4. And I'm going to try e6. This will obviously prevent his 2 knight c3 line. I didn't want him to play the same opening 2 games in a row. So I'm playing a classical Dutch instead of my more usual Leningrad. I'm going to play an early a5 system as championed by Simon Williams, English Grandmaster. And a3 is a touch unusual because it lets black get in this e5 break. And now black is supposed to be okay, but it's a very, very complicated position. I'm looking to go e4 if I can do, to get more than my fair share of the centre. And if he moves his knight away, maybe knight takes d5. It's kind of complicated. So takes, he's going to play knight takes f6, check, rook takes f6. Fairly certain he's going to play knight takes f6, that's why I've pre-moved the rook move. Obviously these games are being played about as quickly as we possibly can. I'm starting to think my bishop is a little bit misplaced, or my rook on f6 is a little bit misplaced. But these kind of nuances are very difficult to deal with when there's so little time on the clock here. Oh, he's somehow let his rook on d1 on pre. That was a bit careless. So I need some safe square for my king, so I'm just going h6. So after bishop c4 check, I can put my king on h7. And he wisely puts his pawn on h5. He's going to play bishop e2 now. I'll try rook e6, trying to hope him to trick him into playing bishop c4 too early on and giving away this h5 pawn. Oh, he's trying tricks here. He wants to take off this c6 pawn, so I'm going to go for a quick hack and try h4, h5, h4. I am a little bit up on the clock. He's going to go queen d6. Oh, he's not gone queen d6. Okay. Oh, I'm mishandling this game badly. But okay, you can take off both of those if you want to. And then I'll try f4, takes on f4, queen takes c5. If he'd taken the other way, I had queen g2 mate. So this is complicated. Just blocking off some checks there. And ooh, I'm going across again. And I think I'm going to win this game on time. We will see though. I'll try offering a draw, but I'm not certain there's enough time for my opponent to claim it. Yeah, there wasn't quite enough time. He was obviously pre-moving by that stage. So that's a shame. So I'm actually reasonably pleased with how this is going at the moment. Or obviously 3.5 half up at the moment. But the games have been very unclear. I think that my main advantage is I've been moving just a touch faster than Ameet early on in the games. But I'm not sure about d4 in this position. I thought it might be an interesting pawn sack, but as it turns out, my opponent's not interested in grabbing the pawn. Oh, have I allowed e4? Then I've got knight d4, knight f5. Okay, my opponent's not interested in that. He's going to play a quick f5, I think. And this is a kind of position I'm a bit more familiar with taking the black side than the white side. But so I guess I'm supposed to do something positional here, but I don't know what that means. So I'm just going to keep on throwing pieces. His knight on a5 is on pre. I'm hitting d6 as well. So I think I've trapped this knight. He can go a6, but if I go back to a3 with a knight, what's he doing? Okay, he's trying to go f4, f3 and trap my bishop. So now my main thing to worry about is him giving checkmate on g2. So I'm trying very hard. I can bring a bishop back to f1. I can bring a knight to e3. I really shouldn't be getting mated here. So if I'm careful, then this position should be winning for me. But ooh, that rook on on there is running short of squares. Okay, takes. Can take on b7 as well here. Okay, let's just continue pushing this pawn down the board. And queen e5. And the queens are just being swapped off. Okay, that's fine. Well, I'm not going to get mated. That's pretty clear. And there goes the pawn on c5. Rook c7 check is coming up. Okay, I can't get mated on the h file, I don't think. If rook h6 check, I've got knight f5 check, and then knight takes rook. And that's going to be game over. My opponent's down to less than 10 seconds now. I'm just going to take, play d7. He's got no pieces left to mate me, and he's going to have to give up his rook to prevent me queening. So that's 5 games gone. Let's see if he wants to play another couple more. We did agree to 7 games beforehand, but we will see. Okay, so he's going to try one knight f3. In slow play, Ameet tends to play this knight f3, g3 stuff against pretty much everything. He's basically not so much about the opening theory, but he is a fantastic middle game player. And he's quite likely to be one of England's next grandmasters. So it seems like the 1 minute style might be a bit too fast for him. I don't know. I don't like the way this game has started at all. I wanted to go bishop e6, but knight takes g6 check just picks up a pawn. I'm not enjoying this game whatsoever. But maybe I can continue to grovel for long enough to get him low on the clock again. We will soon find out. But for the time being, the opening has certainly gone very, very well for my opponent. Just going to keep on putting him under as much pressure as I can. And takes, queen d6 would be a big blunder because of something like knight g6 check with a discovered attack picking up my queen. I want to get some counter-attack going. Don't really mind if I lose a pawn here, but I want to get this bishop to h5. Queen e2 to prevent the bishop from coming back there. He's going to take on f6 now, I think. And g3 is weak. Okay, so just going to keep on putting the pressure on that position. And takes, and then follow up with f4, I guess. And bring this other rook over to g8. It feels like I've managed to fight my way back into this game. That move has confused me. I don't like being confused. It's pretty much even on the clock as well. Takes. Back we go again. Bring the bishop back, hit the knight. I'm trying my best to confuse my opponent as well, of course. Ooh, well, this feels like it should be winning for me now. Takes on there. And... oh, I didn't see that one coming. But hopefully there are enough things going on in this position that somehow I'm going to be winning. Okay, and he's fallen for a forced mate trap. Well, with both of us only having 5 seconds left on the clock. I'm quite glad that I didn't take a look at the clocks there. That would probably have completely confused me. Okay, so we're going to go into one final game. We did say we'd play 7 games against each other when we talked before this. So I'm going to play... oh, I meant to go d4, but... okay, looks like I'm playing a King's Indian attack. More by luck than by choice. But there we go. Oh, and he's going for a quick hack. h5. Well, go on then. If you want to go h4 and sacrifice material, then go for it. Be my guest. But it looks like he's still trying to play it fairly positionally with this g5 pawn sack, and he's going to bring his knight round to f5 in order to put more pressure on my centre. But if I get a knight to d4, then I'm normally fairly comfortable with how this has gone up. Maybe I should have gone e6 when I had the chance. Big question is, can he play knight takes e5 in this position? He's decided not to for the time being, but now I bring a bishop to f4 and cover e5 one more time. And he's just in danger of being a pawn down for not very much compensation here. And he's a little bit down on the clock again. Okay, I have doubled pawns, but I'm not certain that's quite enough, especially with my pieces being as active as they are right now. Knight d5, I'm going to play rook takes and knight c7. Okay. And knight jumps in there. And I'm winning the exchange back, and this pawn on d5 is going to be very weak. I'm always going to take on a8 so that his rook is dragged further away. He was hitting h3, so I just come back over there. Queen there is something d4 check. I was kind of torn between playing b4 and rook d1 there, but I'm saving rook d1 up for later on. I just want to pick this pawn up and for him to have no counterplay. Rook there is quite a clever trick. Oh, c4 is a terrible move. But okay, I'm still a pawn up here, and because of the time situation, he really has to try and finish me off very, very quickly here. But I wouldn't be surprised if he sacks a rook on g4, even though it definitely doesn't work here, just because he needs to make something happen very, very quickly. But now my pawn's on c7, I'd be surprised if he finds a way back. I can just take that off, and takes rook d8 check and c8, and that's it. That's the 7 games.